Hi Virgo, I have Mercury with me. I have some Mercury spirits around and we're going to do a reading for you guys. You guys are ruled by, Virgo is ruled by Mercury, did you know? Along with Gemini. That's why you guys are both very intelligent, clever, wisdom, but it being expressed in a earth sign rather than an air sign is very different energies, right? Right. For some of you, you are being faithful to somebody out of, there's a memory of that person. So either, and there's confusion here. It's like, the example I can think of that would make sense, and you know, this isn't going to be for everybody. Take it for your situation, obviously. It's a general reading. Being faithful to somebody because of the good memory. So you're with somebody that the relationship has been over for a long time. It hasn't been healthy, or this is an ex, things aren't healthy, but at the beginning it was really good. So you're holding on to the memory of the good times, and you're being faithful either to the memory of this person, like this is somebody, an ex that you can't get over. So like, you know, this ex has moved on with somebody else, but you're still single, pining for them. This is that sort of energy. There's confusion because you want to start again, and you don't know what action to take because there's going to be sacrifices, whatever action you do, and you're sacrificing your likability. That's why you don't want to do it, Virgo, is you don't want to make yourself into the bad guy. Somebody here likes to be the good guy, likes to be looked at in a positive light, and it's difficult for you to put yourself in a situation where you would be the villain. I understand. Sometimes when you, I feel like especially, it's always back to the childhood, isn't it? Your childhood. When you are raised in an environment that you are praised for and only really acknowledged when you are like perfect, doing everything perfect, you seek validation from other people to know that you're doing good. And it can be difficult to not seek out that validation. It can be difficult to do what you want to do when you're not receiving validation, you know? So I started cutting my own hair in the spring because in a lot of cultures, you have to be very careful about who you allow to touch your hair because it's touching your crown. And if somebody wants to take your crown from you, allowing them to touch your head is not good. So I had a hairstylist that had really weird energy towards me, and I was trying to give her the benefit of the doubt multiple times, and it's like every time I would go to her, she would wreck my hair. Like she cut it like lopsided one day, she like burnt it one day, she just like was not doing the bare minimum. The bare minimum she couldn't do. Like I would have to go fix my hair after twice. And it was weird because the day that she cut way too much off on one side, she was telling me a story about how she used to cut hair at another salon, and this girl had really thick, beautiful blonde hair, and that one day she was cutting it and she grabbed the like regular shears instead of the thinning shears and cut a chunk out of this girl's head. She told me this story the day that she cut a chunk out of my head and then curled it and didn't fix it. It was extreme. It was extreme. And I don't think she did it in a malicious way, but I do think that there was negative energy she was putting onto me, or it was manifesting through her because her vibration was so low, whatever the case may be. I think a lot of times people cast spells on us without thinking about it. So that it's not that there's some powerful warlock, it's just that they're in a negative headspace and something about you. You know, she is a short woman. It could just be the fact that I'm tall. I'm tall and thin, and some people will dislike me based on that I am, but you know, I get it. If you have always wanted to be tall and you're short, there's not much you can do. You can wear like lifts, you can wear heels. I'm extremely tall. I can't help that. Some people just don't like that. Doesn't mean that I did anything wrong, you know? Doesn't mean that they did something wrong. It depends. Anyways, the action that you need to take in order to free yourself, and you're ready to take it because you've gathered the wisdom that you need. And the thing is like, yeah, you're gonna lose people with this decision that you make, this forward action. You're always gonna lose people. If you have never lost a connection, a friendship, a relationship, like in your life, that means that you are not being yourself and you're allowing people to walk all over you. And that might be the case. But you're aware now of who really cares for you and who doesn't. So sometimes like our memories are, you're not remembering it right. We always remember like really, really good times and really bad times, you know? So it's like you're looking back on like okay, let's say you have a toxic friend that talks shit about you, they screw you over, they, you know, have just, they're not good friends to you. They throw negative energy at you all the time. But you're like, yeah, but, you know, I've known this person for so long. And, you know, when we were in high school, we used to have all these fun times together. When if, like, you actually went back and experienced the high school experience that you're, like, thinking of, it's like, it wasn't really that great, you know? It wasn't really that great. You're idolizing it a little bit. Yeah, I'm getting that something happened during Virgo season. So back in like September. Let me see. Something happened, like a hit to your health happened. Like either like you got sick, your financial health. Something happened at the like end of summer. I get that like you're being pulled in multiple directions and you turned your back on what was really fulfilling you at that time. And it taught you a lesson. It really taught you a lesson on how other people have been influencing your memory for some of you and causing confusion. So it might not even be that like you're the one that's like, oh, these memories. It's like this person, whenever you try to cut them off, they want to come back with like, oh, remember this one time? And it's like, yeah, that one time happened 10 years ago and you've been a shitty friend since then, multiple times. But I'm glad we had this one good memory together, you know? That's not reason to maintain a connection that's not healthy. There's a rebirth coming for you, especially like when it comes to communication. You're kind of breaking out of a mold that you've put yourself in, and I don't even get that it's you. I get that the people that you spend time with have put you in this mold, and you're finally breaking free from that, and you're getting to be your own person. What I was trying to tell you guys earlier, and I got distracted. So, cutting my own hair. I have been cutting it. I taught myself how to dye it. So I did it blonde over the summer. I had it blonde for a while. And then, how dare you? I did it blonde for a while and then I changed it. I cut it short and I'm trying to go back to my natural color. That's the goal. So to stop dyeing my hair altogether, not put chemicals on my hair anymore. I'm trying to take better care of my crown chakra, better care of my, you know, going back to nature. Anyways, what was I talking about? My hair. I went out to eat with my family last weekend, and everybody, because I like have not left the house very much, and I wear my hair up a lot because I'm working when I'm here, so it was like one of the first times that I had like gone out with them since I had cut my hair and dyed it. And my everybody was talking about how I had cut my hair. My aunt was like, "Oh, you cut your hair." My mom, my dad said something, and that's it. You know, usually when you do like a drastic cut, or like, you know, like people would be like, "Oh, it looks good. You know, it looks good on you." They didn't say it looks good on you. They just said you cut your hair. Period. Change the subject. And it was kind of like, that's why I had to do it, you know? I had to cut it because I've always had too much of an attachment to my hair. It started when I was in high school because I grew it really long, and it was natural. I hadn't done anything to it, so it was really like healthy, pretty long. I used to get compliments constantly on my hair, and people like being obsessed with like my hair color too, because my hair color is kind of like it looks like a box dye color, kind of. It's not a typical hair color you see. It's noticeable that it's a weird, not weird, different. So I've been like overly attached to my hair for a long time, and it's kind of, I feel like women especially use your hair. Men do it too, though. You use your hair, you know, especially like men that grow their hair long. It's kind of like becomes like a statement. It becomes like part of them. But it shouldn't control you, you know? It shouldn't be and so many people feel that way. It's normal when you're having a bad hair day and you just feel like the world's falling apart. It was difficult for me when I first cut it because I was used to having it long. And the problem too is that short hair requires you to actually style it. And when you're somebody that doesn't like to use heat or do anything to your hair, you just prefer just to kind of let it be, do its own thing. When it's like short, it has to be styled. And that's something that you never think about as a woman before you cut your hair. It's just, I want short hair, so I'm gonna get it cut short. Anyways, I struggled. It was really hard for me at first. I got to the point now that I really, really like it. I think that it's really cute, and it's interesting because I haven't had bangs like this since I was a child. So I feel like it's almost like childhood healing. Like I'm healing a part of my childhood that I didn't get to have. It's a part of soul retrieval, you know. You might not know, but that's okay. You need to take action to break out of, like, that's what I was saying. You have a box you've put yourself into. And it's like a baby that's in the box. So it's almost like you've put yourself in a box from childhood about like what you had to be, how you had to present yourself. And I've talked about this before. It's when you're putting on a mask to the world, you can't expect people to know you. You can't expect people to see you. You can't expect to align with people that truly love and value you as you are, because you don't show that side of yourself to the world, you know? And I think that's why a lot of us can hold on to relationships, friendships that we had when we were younger, because we idolize where we were at that point in time. You know, like holding on to childhood friendships, because as children, you had that freedom that you don't have anymore. So you had a lot in common and you had a lot of fun with each other when you were young. But now that time, you know, and they're saying time has worn you down, you know, you're not the same people anymore. And if you have been growing and the people you associate with haven't, they're not going to like that you're growing. It will either inspire them and they will do it themselves, or it's going to create a rift, and that's just normal. Whether it be you just don't hang out anymore, or you know, sometimes it can people take things personal. It can get personal. You want growth in your life, but there's a need to negotiate with the moon and the sun here. Who you are on the inside and how you want to be perceived by others. Because I don't think that we should wear our hearts on our sleeves. I really don't. I think that that's how people take advantage of you. And I think that that's how people think that you're weak, which like, you know, some people want to say, who cares? People think that you're weak. It doesn't matter. You know, if you're strong, you're strong. But the thing is when people perceive you as weak, they're going to pick at you more because they want to establish a pecking order, and they feel that you're an easy target, or that you'll submit to them and give them the status that they're not willing to earn on their own. They want to earn it by trying to stomp on other people. A lot of people behave this way. So, you know, they would want to find their value by diminishing your value. Are you going to let them? The unfortunate part of wearing your heart on your sleeve is you show your vulnerabilities to other people. So you have to be prepared that when they sense you as weak, they're going to target these vulnerabilities. So sometimes the key to a peaceful life is privacy. Privacy really does help with peace. And people don't try you as much because you're mysterious and they don't know what to target, you know? Sometimes it's better to be the bitch and have people leave you alone. That's empowering, especially if you've been the type of person that always feels like you have to appease everybody. It's very empowering when you stop and you start taking into account what's good for you and following suit and not feeling guilty. And I think that the first couple times you do it, you will feel guilty, but after a while, you'll start to recognize that the people that are crossing your boundaries, they don't care about you, to be honest. If they cared about you really, they would have stopped the first time. Or maybe you're not telling them that they're crossing your boundaries and you're being passive aggressive. I don't know your circumstance, Virgo. I do feel that Virgos can be passive aggressive though. I think you guys are very hardworking and you tend to bury yourself in your work, and you're perfectionists and you know you can do things well. So you have a tendency to take other people's projects, make other people projects. You're a project person. That's because of the 6th house energy. 6th house is organization. 6th house is routine. It's your day-to-day life. So you tend to be more on it than most people because that's your focus, is the day-to-day. But you can't let people take advantage of you, you know. It's better, it really is better to not be the strong one either, to be the scary one. Because when you're the strong one, especially as, you know, women and men are different. As a strong woman, that just means people are going to burden you and then not accept accountability for the way that they behave towards you because you're so strong you can handle it. So you don't want to be the strong one. You don't want to be the weak pushover. You got to find a middle ground. And what gives you more power in this is not allowing people to cross your boundaries and maintaining privacy, maintaining an air of mystery is what they're saying, because what people don't know, they can't hurt, they can't attack. So keep your goals to yourself, pull back from people. I mean, you guys are the hermit, so it's not like it's difficult for you to ghost people. It's what you do. You feel like you have to be there for everybody, but you also really enjoy your privacy, really enjoy being alone. Lean into that and prioritize yourself more. When I was talking to a client the other day, I was telling her about how I had to start treating myself the way that I would a friend. She was talking to me about how an ex had like called her up and she went to go see him. And I was like, okay, well, let's say your best friend calls you and says, hey, remember that shitty ex of mine that cheated? They just called me and asked me to like come see them. What should I do? What would you say to them? No. Are you crazy? Like, no. It was like, go look at yourself in the mirror, and I want you to talk to yourself in the mirror, do some mirror work, stop it, snap out of it. Anyways, I'm tired. I'm gonna let you guys go. Bye.